is Theme Park Bazza here, and as by the title of this vlog, today I'm going to explain to you why I think that Apple support sucks. This is my experience, maybe not yours, but my experience in the last couple of months with two products that escalated over several weeks, potentially cost me hundreds of dollars, and we finally got resolved by having to go to the store. So what I'm specifically talking about here is the support that is online, either via email or tech or the messaging system, or of course via a phone call where most of this took place. I'll walk you through it, show you what happened and how I got it resolved and how I learnt the best way to deal with this in the future when it happened the second time. So let's go back to 2021, I think it was about October 2021. I've always been a PC guy my whole life, even many years, from when Windows first came out. And I decided sort of last year, 2021, I give Apple products a try. So what I did was order a refurb. What had happened is my desktop was very old downstairs. I tried to upgrade to the new version of Windows. It wouldn't support that, even though it was only 3-year-old Dell. And I got a bit miffed that I'd only had this thing 3 years and Microsoft weren't supporting the processor in it. So that's what I said, I've got to change the desktop. So what I went for, I went online to Apple and got a refurbished iMac, 27-inch iMac that you'll see here, that was a good deal. And got that, didn't have any problems with that whatsoever. Just like to clarify, that went smooth sailing. They sent me in this huge box and I put it in and retired the Dell and went through the learning curve of using an Apple, which is very different to a PC. And at the same time, I got a MacBook for work because my laptop was due for renewal at Christmas. And thought, you know what, I'll try it. It was a learning curve, but I went through it. And I really started to like the environment. I don't use it for editing. By the way, for editing, I also have an iPad, which I use for doing all my editing for these vlogs, including this one. So I have an iPad that I use for that as well, and I love the iPad, always have done. iPad Pro's been my editing thing for the last 2 years. It's just really the PCs I've not been into. So iMac, 27-inch, no problem. But the only problem is I've got a 1 gig hard drive on it, and it was right on the limit of space. I don't store all these edited images on there. I edit them and then archive them, but every time I was like running out of disk space. So I was waiting and waiting for the next thing to come along, and what I actually ended up getting, which is down here, that's why I'm looking, is a MacBook, the new M2 MacBook, which I love. This is the one. I had one of these for work, which was an Intel version, but this, of course, is the one the MacBook Pro with the M2 Pro. Sorry, the MacBook with the M2 processor that I love, MacBook Air, and so I decided I wanted one of these when they came out. So what I did was go for a trading. So I selected the trading, the 27, all online, the 27-inch iMac for the MacBook Air with the M2 processor, with keyboard, mouse, and sort of MagSafe. Got these MagSafe connectors, which still annoys me. They keep changing the connectors on them, but you know, got one of these. So I ordered it, and it turned up, and then they sent me a box for the trading. So I got one box, which was put your iMac in this box, huge box, obviously it's 27-inch monitor and it's got to pack that up, put it in this box and send it off to us. So a box arrived in the house. I went through the box, there was no returns label. So I get on the phone to support and say, hey, no returns label. Oh, you should have a returns label. Okay, can you email me one or fax me one? Fax, what year am I from?
Now you put the letter in here and the letter goes round and round, whoa, and it comes out here.
With Sharp's choice of fax machines, you can send documents in as little as 12 seconds to any place in the world you can phone.
The photo goes round and round, whoa, whoa, and it comes out here.
And that will change the way you do business forever.
And it comes out here.
Sharp, the #1 selling fax machine.
Can you email me one and I will print it out and put it onto the box? No sir, we're not allowed to do that. We can't email them. We'll have to send you another return kit. Okay, I've been waiting a week for this one. Okay, you know, another week goes by, another box turns up, huge box. Guess what? No returns label in it. So I ring them again and say, hey, there's no returns label. Oh, it's under the sticker. No, there isn't a peel off sticker on it. I went through all the paperwork, it wasn't there. Can you just, you know, email me a label and I'll print it out like I do when I'm sending an Amazon box back? Nope, sorry sir, we can't do that. We have to send you another kit. Okay, so ship me another kit. 1 week goes by, 2 weeks go by, no kit comes up. So I ring them again and say, hey, I haven't had this returns kit come through. It must have got lost. And at the same time, I'm then getting messages from Apple saying, hey, you haven't sent your return back. The value we gave you for your return might not be honored if you don't send it back. And I'm like, I want to send it back. And on support, they kept saying, yeah, we will reset it, we will reset it. So anyway, box got lost. Like, can you not just, email me a label? Of course we can, sir. We'll email you a label and you can print it out. I'm like, fantastic. Here's my details, They sent me an email saying they were resetting the return time. I wait a day, I wait 48 hours, nothing comes. No returns label, no email. So I rang them up again and said, hey, waiting for returns label that you said you would email me. Oh, we can't email you label, sir. We have to send you another kit. And I'm like, no. Really? So this will be number 4. And by the way, I've put some video in here of the living room that was getting full of all these boxes in one of the vlogs I was showing you about this. So I've done that, but we've had a bit of a problem with Apple, haven't we? Slight problem. And my room is full of boxes because they keep trying to send me a trading kit, but keep forgetting to send me a shipping label. And they can't email me a shipping label. They have to send me another trading kit. And these are like big boxes for this
they're like 3
iMac.
2.5 foot.
So we have 2 in the house. We have one that's got lost.
Yeah.
And we have another one that we ordered again yesterday. So number 4 trading kits. So I'm waiting for number 4 to come. Number 3 never shows up. Waiting for number 4 to come. So another week goes past. I get the next box, and guess what? You guessed it. No returns label. Well, now I'm getting a little bit frustrated. Very frustrated. And they kept saying, well, it's got to be. It's not in the box. It's like, and again, I'm getting nasty grams from Apple by now 5-6 weeks into this return saying, we're not going to honour your price, we're not going to honour your price. So I'm like, look, I just want to take this back to the shop. I'm going to take it to the shop. And that's what we talked about actually with the Sport. Like, what are my options? Because I'm not waiting for another box. I want to, take it back to the shop. And they're like, okay, well, you can do, sir. Best thing is to take it back to the shop. Okay, so we have a shop here locally. I put it in one of these huge boxes and I taped it up with the tape they gave me and everything. Then there was a little problem because we went in first thing in the morning, and what day was it? The launch of the new iPhone. So I go there and the queues are through the door. Of course, I'm not in the mood at this point to I just, kind of went round the side, went to them and said, hey, can you help me out? And they're very nice in the store. Yes, we can help you out. What you're trying to do? I need to return this. Oh, okay. Well, I've done it online. And then they looked at it and said, oh, we can't really process this. We don't have the information. Like, yeah, but I've done it through Apple support. Yeah, we can't talk to them. Hang on, you're Apple store and you can't talk to Apple support. No, sir. We can't talk to them and get the details.
Oh, really?
So do you want me to call them? Oh, yes, sir. If you call them and then get it. So I've got a call. So I'm stood outside the Apple store on my phone, ringing Apple support to get to speak to somebody who had all the details on the return, and then giving the phone to somebody in the store that they could talk to them to understand how to help me out and process it. And I was like big companies, it's one Apple company, and they don't talk to each other. Anyhow, they get talking to each other, and then the lady says, hey, you know what, we can do this, but what I'm worried about is if I cancel the transaction that you've done online and process your trading here, you might not get the same value because it's like 6-8 weeks later. So I spoke to the person on tech support and said, hey, that's what they're worried about. She goes, no, I've just checked online, I've checked your return, the value of it is still the same. Tell her to go ahead. So, yep, go ahead. So they went in the store, they cancelled all the online stuff, and they processed the trading manually. And guess what? It came up at $300 less than the trading that I'd done online.
Oh, really?
And there was nothing they could do about it because it was the current price and it was all online and they couldn't change it. So I was like, pretty frustrated. I mean, the store was busy. It taken me like half an hour to kind of get in there, and I got this big box on the trolley trying to push it through 100 people buying phones. So luckily, the guy there wanted to help me out. And what he said was, look, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a keyboard and I'm going to give you a mouse. And what you can do is you can then go, when you get home, ring them up and say you want these to send these back, you don't need them, and the price, the refund you will get for these two will be the difference between your original trading price and your new trading price. I'm like, I'm done, good. So he gave me these all sealed and everything, and then I went back home with these two, the goal being to ring them up, say I want to send these back, give me a refund. Should be simple, shouldn't it? Should be simple, shouldn't it? Yeah, that's what I thought. So I rang them up and said, hey, got this trade-in. Oh yes sir, we can sort it out. So what I need to do is send back, you see my order here, found the order. So you ordered a laptop, and you ordered a cable, and you ordered a mouse. Yeah, so I just want to return the mouse and the keyboard and keep the laptop. So certainly so, we can sort that out. Plus the keys. I will send you a returns kit for the laptop and the no, I don't want a laptop and mouse. Returns kit for the keyboard and the mouse. Okay, good. So I wait, you know, and then I go online about half an hour later, and I find this, and I'll show you a screenshot here. Basically, every single thing in my order, the laptop and everything, have been cancelled, and everything they were asking me was to send everything back for a trade-in. So I'm like, okay, that's not what I asked for, and I rang back and said, hey, I see all these things going on, it looks wrong to me. And they went, oh no, don't worry about it. No, it looks good on our side. So I start waiting, and what turns up the next day? Another box, the size of the ones that I had originally, which I assume is for me to send the laptop back that I'm not sending back because I never asked for it to be sent back. And then I start getting more cables being sent through, the MagSafe cable, for me to send the old one back. I was getting bombarded by emails, and I was getting all these, you know, crazy stuff. So I think I made 2 or 3 more phone calls, and eventually I got through to somebody, because every time it was a dead end, didn't know what to do, everything looked all right, send it back. I got through to somebody who knew what they were doing and said, you know, this is messed up, basically. And they were able to go into the system and cancel me sending the laptop back, because I didn't want to send it, because it's a really good laptop, and cancel me sending, they said keep the cable. And eventually we got to the point where I sent the mouse back, and I sent the keyboard back, and I got a refund for those that almost covered the difference from the trade-in. And this took like over 3 months to get to that point. And then I ended up with my good laptop, and I ended up with a lot of cardboard boxes that I cut up and put into the recycle over like 3 bin weeks, because the boxes were so big. He was just trying to get rid of them all. It was just crazy. So that was the first one. Second one is, I do my editing on my iPad Pro, and I do have a challenge on this iPad Pro with when I'm doing editing on LumaFusion with time-lapse, because it gets very jerky. In fact, it can't handle the processing of the time-lapse. When you try to put music to something, it's jerking and you're seeing something every 5 seconds, so it gets really hard. So Apple just released the iPad Pro with the M2 processor. Like, yeah, I know I'm an idiot, but trade-in again. Let's go for a trade-in. I had that other iPad 2 years. I'm gonna trade it in. So I went online just after this thing came out, ordered the M2, took mine as a trade-in, and they gave me a price for it. And away we went, and the iPad turns up, and it's great. The iPad turns up, transfer all my data from my old to my new. There was a returns box coming on the way to send the old one back. All is good. Start using the iPad, we have a problem. Just on this section down here, down on the right, intermittently would go completely dead. The touch didn't work. You just tap, nothing. I downloaded an app that tests all the cells, and they were dead. I thought I restarted it, it started working again. Thought, must be a software app. But then I found that occasionally I'd restart it, and they were still dead. I bought like I downloaded an app for testing the cells, and it was dead. So I'm like, okay, this isn't working. So within 3 days of getting it, I decided first, it was a Sunday morning, we're rushing around, I decided to use the chat while I was getting a shower and getting ready to go out to talk to somebody at Apple and say, hey, I want to do an exchange. So it was one of those chats where it went on for 45 minutes and I got nowhere. So you have a problem with your app, with your iPad? Yes, I do. Well, I'd like to confirm that you do have a problem with your iPad and you'd like to fix it. Yes, that's what I asked for. So let me just confirm that you have tested these and the cells aren't working. That's correct. So let me confirm again. Yeah. And we went on for half an hour, and then the thing was, oh, my systems are down at the moment. I can't help you. Please come back later. So that got me a little bit annoyed. And then I thought, okay, we'll get on the phone again. So I got on the phone, And I went to the Apple site and it said, hey, you've got a 14-day trade-in. If you want to do that, ring this number. So I rang this number and it took me through to tech support. I'm on again like 45 minutes with someone on tech support who's having me jump through hoops of use the Notes app and draw things and jointly take control of my iPad and see where these cells are and try and replicate the problem. And we were trying to get it back. And we were like on this for like 45 minutes and it's like, yeah, I think we need to send it off and we need to get some hardware person look at it and repair it. I'm like, I've only had it 3 days, as I said, can I not just trade it in for a replacement? Oh yeah, you're on the wrong number, I'll transfer you to the right number. Okay, so they transfer me. This was, I'm like nearly 3 hours into this Apple support nightmare. And then I get to this other support person who's like, yeah, we can certainly do it, but you need to ship yours back first, and then I'll ship you one out. I thought, it's not really ideal because I want to transfer all my movie stuff across. Oh yeah, but to do that, sir, first thing you have to, she got me walking into the settings and trying to reset a lot of stuff, and I'm like, I don't want to reset anything because I want to keep this till this doesn't sound right. I've done this trading thing a few times. And she's like, yeah, this won't harm the iPad, it just takes it out of the cloud. I said, no, this isn't iCloud. There's a picture of a trash can or a dustbin and it says reset that's going to erase something. So basically she's like, yeah, I just hung up on her. I'm like, nope, not doing this. Not getting down this road. I'm going to go back into the store. So the Monday, that was the Sunday, Monday, jumped in the car, went down to the local Apple store, showed them the iPad. Oh, I haven't seen that before. Showed them where the cells actually was good, they weren't working at that time. Yep, within 5 minutes, I'm out of the store, I'm back home, I transferred the files across. Same day the returns box came, put it in, and it's gone. And within a week I have the trading at the value I said. So I hope you were sat down and had a cup of tea for that one because it was a long story. But my takeaway is that the chat really sucked. Support, nobody really seemed to know what they were doing when I was talking. I found one person out of all these support calls, and that person who went in and cancelled my whole order really caused a lot of problems. My learning is I'm just going to go to the store from now on. The store is good distance for me, it's good 40 minutes drive, but I can go to the store. Even if I'm going to do a trading in future, I'll probably go to the store because they can resolve it, they can get me a new one. They tend to have everything there, ready to go. The only downside on that, of course, was if I was doing a trade-in in the store, was leaving my old iPad and getting the new one, whereas if it comes to your house, there's a new software on them, or it may not be new, but it's fancy, where you put them side by side and it transfers all the files over in about 3 or 4 hours. So it clones the iPad, so you don't have to go back in, apart from a few apps, set them up again. Takes all your data across. I know you can do it from iCloud, I just don't trust going into the iCloud and bringing things back down. I'd rather physically have it done before I let the old one go to make sure the new one works, and it gives me 24 hours to use it and see if there's any problems before I ship the old one off. So yeah, still torn between getting them coming to the home and going to the store, but definitely the store people know what they're doing. They're on the ball with it. Where I am today is I have a good working iPad that I'm really enjoying, and I can now edit videos. The M2, there's not a lot of difference between the M1 and the M2, it's mainly the processor and the graphics handling, but that's what I needed in my use case, because in LumaFusion, when I'm doing those time-lapse, like I say, it's where it struggled. Now I can do time-lapse in the software, it doesn't hiccup at all, smoothly, I can do the editing. So this, for me, has been a good deal. This thing is just solid as far as the M2 processor and what it does. And again, my experience before was like Surface Books and Dell's. Dell's are solid products as well. Dell's are good solid laptops, but again, the problem with going to the new version of Windows really pushed me over the edge on that one. But these is good solid hardware. I had my Works one of this and I only had it like a month. It's not an M2, it's an Intel chip, and I dropped it from out my backpack. And fell out of the backpack. It was one of those things where I didn't zip it up right. Hit the floor from 5 feet, bounced down the floor. It's got gouges and scratches and things in it. Still works perfectly well. So it's really good technology. The problem is, for me, just the support, just the quality of the people that I've spoken to that have been on the support line that have caused me a few problems. You can don't get me wrong, there are some good people on support, but it seems to be a bit of hit and miss who you're going to get to and if they can help you. But anyway, so that's my experience. I hope your experience isn't as bad. I hope that helps you from what's gone on. I hope you don't end up with 15 boxes or like 5 or 6 boxes. I laughed when that last box came through, which was sending this thing back, because we're like, again. So yeah, and again, it didn't have a returns label in it. And I got to say, when I did get the return box for this, it did have like a peel off thing on the box. You could peel it off and the returns thing was underneath. That was not the case on those iMac ones at all, because I'm not that stupid. I'll be able to work that out. So thank you very much for watching. Hope you like what we do. If you like what we do, please like and subscribe. I know it's a bit of a morning vlog, but just sharing life experiences. Thanks for watching, and I will see you later. Bye.